Conor doesn't need to fight. He has everything. I respect the fact that he's coming back to fight so much because it shows that he's a fighter in his heart. You know, me, I got to a certain level and I decided to walk away. You know, Conor, he's back. It shows that he's still that fighter despite having so much success. I'm rooting for him. Proud of Conor. I'm a massive fan. I think I will be for the rest of my life. You know, he has had a lot of struggles, ups and downs, just like I have, but he always gets back on his feet, which is a huge example to so many out there. So
I don't know where Conor's training. I know that the media says he's training in Ireland. But I know when I turn my television on, Jimmy Fallon's couch isn't in Ireland. I know that the media says that Conor is training back home in Dublin. But I know when I see Conor interviewing with Ariel that that's done in New York. And I know that Conor isn't bouncing back and forth from LA to Dublin, from New York to Dublin. I just know that he's not doing that. That means he's stationed somewhere here, stateside, somewhere in America. Great. Where? And moreover, how do I not know where? The community is very small. And if Conor McGregor walked into your gym, someone's going to be pulling out an iPhone. Somebody's going to want a selfie. Somebody's going to want a video. Some training partner is going to want a little bit of rub on social media, get a sweaty picture of him and Conor. Whatever coach is holding mitts, for example, is going to want a little bit of rub on social media, and they're going to have somebody take a photo and or film a few seconds that they can post on their social media. I don't know who those coaches are. I don't know who those workout partners are, and I don't know what gym this is taking place at. That's on you, Morgan.
This was the perfect matchup to bring him back, right? I mean, this was the one to do it, right? You've got history, which makes it more fun, but you've got that stylistic matchup. So I think the UFC matchmakers, the brass, they did a great job of picking the return opponent. Now, to where you started, is he going to be a shell of himself? Man, listen, bottom line is that many years away, that many years of, hey, by the way, you already won the game. And yeah, you're working out, but are you really, you know, I mean, not only are you sleeping in silk sheets, like they're bringing new silk sheets for you every day. You're throwing away those silk sheets and they bring the new, you know what I mean? Like this man reached a level of fame and wealth and magnitude, just unbelievable, right? So everything that I know about the fight game tells me that what Conor McGregor is trying to do is damn near impossible. To turn back the clock, to compete at that level again, you just don't do it. That said, you do have to at least throw out the caveat that Conor McGregor is something unique and special and different that performs and shows up in these moments.
Everything you think you know about Conor McGregor's comeback, forget it. These new training videos are exploding online, but they're dividing the entire MMA world right down the middle. Is the Notorious truly back to his devastating best? Or is this just another masterclass in hype as he prepares for Max Holloway?
I like Conor. I think Conor gonna win. Conor, because this fight will be
170.
170, yeah, 170. Conor has more strength, more power, and for Holloway, I think he will like slower down himself because his weight he's big. He's not like a fake 145 that fast. So he gonna be slower, and I think Conor got more power and knocked out power. And this fight definitely gonna be, stance fight, right? Striking. Yeah, both of them like strikers, so it's gonna be a good fight. But I think Conor will win. Yeah, more chance with the fight.
Man, I'm gonna say Holloway just because he's been active, very active. But I mean, I don't know. Anything can happen. Conor has that power. They're fighting at 170. Conor's probably been at 170 for a while. I think this is Max's first fight at 170. So, I mean, who knows? This is a toss-up for me. It might be a toss-up.
I'm gonna go Max Holloway. I think he'll actually probably finish him.
Yeah, I got to go with Max. I feel like anytime someone has 4 or 5 years off, it's not great. And we just saw this recently with Ronda Rousey.
He's the king, man. Look, maybe he's not the best fighter in the world. He's the king. He did more for mixed martial arts than any single fighter did for any combat sport in the world. He did more for that, and he's back, and he's the best Conor McGregor I've ever seen. Talking to him is like talking to a guy that I don't even know. He's unbelievably focused. He's unbelievably trained. He's fast. He's furious, and he's ready to cause some damage. I will be there, front row, at that UFC event and rooting him on. I think it's going to be, I can't bet on the fights, but if I could, I'd bet the house on Conor McGregor.
Difference. Max Holloway has been a consistent fighter from the day that he fought Conor McGregor, we'll say, continuously, all the way up until come July 11th or whatever it is of 2026. He has absolutely increased his ability as a fighter. I think when he fought Conor back then, he may have been like 2 and 3 or maybe 1 and 2 in the UFC. I mean, he didn't have a great record. He had a string of wins after his loss to Conor, and it's because he improved as a fighter in so many ways. And he's gone against some of the very best fighters out there. He's beaten Jose Aldo twice. He's had all the fights with Volkanovski, which, one of them was, absolutely one that you could have said he won for sure. The other ones, yeah, he lost, but he was right there with him. He's fought the very best, while...
Brendan Schaub didn't mince words. He says if McGregor lands that spectacular KO, the entire UFC plunges back into a boom era. Records shattered, endless possibilities. But if he loses, Schaub believes McGregor's time in the octagon is definitively over. This fight is everything.
All the madness if Conor pulls this win off against Max Holloway. Think of the direction the UFC is going to go. And I love Max. Top 5 favorite. Max is so beloved. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Max Holloway. If Conor pulls this off, gets a knockout, some crazy highlight knockout in the first, second round, pulls this off, just think of the numbies, think of the matchups, think of the excitement, think of the run the UFC is going to go on Paramount. Yeah. Sky's the limit. Stupid numbies.
I just want to see the arena, like what happens there. If he wins, people at home going crazy. And
we're gonna watch it together.
Arena.
It's gonna be. I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be real sad if next Saturday we're all together watching it with me and you, and Conor looks like a shell of himself and gets the shit beat out of him. That's gonna be real sad because he closes the chapter. It's over. It's over.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Schaub then laid out the massive title fight options if McGregor wins. Imagine him against Islam Makhachev for the welterweight strap, or a lightweight war with Justin Gaethje. The cut to 155 would be brutal, but for a belt, he says it's worth it.
Dude, what do they do? If he wins, do you do the Islam title fight at 170? Horrible matchup for him, but do you do that fight? Do you offer him, which I'm sure they will, do you offer him the Justin Gaethje title fight at lightweight? Is Conor down to cut down to 55? He's looking massive right now. Looks like it'd be a miserable cut, but for a title shot, does UFC go, we'll give you a title shot, but it has to be at 55? Does he do that? What if in some crazy world that we live in, this MMA world, Ian Machado Gary beats Islam, and then they do it end of the year or early next year in Dublin, Ian Machado Gary versus Conor McGregor?
Yeah, I personally, if it was me, it would be Gaethje. Just right now is the perfect time. I think him and Gaethje.
Listen, he's gonna be, no matter what fight, if he gets.
Now listen to this part. Max Holloway, the man standing opposite McGregor, has a completely different take. He's not buying the same old Conor narrative. Holloway believes McGregor has evolved added to his game despite the long injury layoff. That's a dangerous mindset for an opponent.
Like, how do you even do something like this where he hasn't fought in 5 years? Do you just, kind of go off the guy we saw before and expect that things can't be dramatically different, or what are you even expecting?
I mean, you gotta kind of think that he grew as a fighter too. You kind of look at his old stuff, that what you can find, and you just kind of think, hey, some things is gonna stick around, and he might add some stuff. So he's coming back from a big injury, and there's a bunch of stuff to include, but I think we did what we had to do. We're just days away now, a week away, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see. A lot of people keep counting Conor out, which is insane to me. You know what I mean? I mean, look, like, they was counting Conor out because of the 5 years, and they're like, oh yeah, but the 5 years he got to rest, in my mind. And people is like, no, but like, you see him partying, you see him doing all this, like, bro, people are not following around him 24/7.
Holloway even dismissed the idea that McGregor's lost his magic. He actually praised Conor's unmatched ability to draw crowds and market fights, organizing some of the biggest events in history. But he knows that charisma also comes with real danger in the cage. It's not just talk. But not everyone is convinced by Holloway's cautious optimism. Mario Batista argues that Holloway's relentless consistency and non-stop pace give him a crucial edge. For McGregor, Batista says, it's finish early or face a long night where Holloway just keeps getting stronger. And get this, Chael Sonnen dives deep into the psychology of a comeback, specifically McGregor's past leg injury. He compares it to Chris Weidman's situation, suggesting McGregor will be fighting not just Holloway, but also his own mind, constantly questioning his mobility and ability to kick. Sonnen's point is sharp. Anyone picking McGregor is banking on an early knockout. His explosive, striking-heavy style thrives on speed and intensity in the opening rounds. But unlike a grappler who can manage pace, McGregor's aggressive approach struggles to sustain that fire as the fight drags on. Now listen to Big John McCarthy, a man who's seen it all. He points out that Max Holloway is a completely different fighter than the one McGregor first faced. Holloway was a raw prospect then. Now he's an elite, battle-tested warrior forged by years of consistent, top-tier competition. McCarthy emphasizes McGregor's long absence and the brutal reality of returning after years away. While Conor's still a threat in round one, Big John believes the fight swings heavily to Holloway's favor the longer it goes. Plus, Holloway is far more comfortable at 170 pounds than McGregor might be. But wait, it gets worse for the doubters. BKFC president David Feldman, who spent time with McGregor recently, has complete confidence. He claims he's never seen a better version of Conor, mentally refreshed, laser-focused, and driven by a renewed purpose. Feldman is backing him hard, even planning to be cage-side. So there you have it. The MMA world is split down the middle. Will we see the Notorious back to his devastating best, or will Max Holloway prove that consistency against the elite always wins? This isn't just a fight. It's a crossroads for one of the sport's biggest legends. So who takes it, McGregor or Holloway? Drop your predictions and reasoning in the comments below. If this breakdown got you hyped, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for all the latest fight news. I'll see you in the next one.